Now, regardless of people's opinions of him, he is a central figure to the story and dutifully reported the events as a good newsman should. At first, he reported these things out of a sense of duty, but the one case that piqued his interest was that of his neighbours stampeding cattle. The neighbour said that the cattle stampeded almost every night and smashed through fences, which continually had to be repaired, of course. Arthur decided to spend a night on the hillside to see what all the fuss was about. It was here that he saw his first cigar-shaped UFO, accompanied by some small red and green orbs. He claimed to have been able to guide UFOs to land with a torch beam. He flashed signals at the craft, and they flashed back, and then came the phone calls from voices proclaiming to be the craft's occupants. 3 different voices on the same line told Arthur about their propulsion systems, all the while this crackling noise plagued the calls, during which they told him they were from the planet Aenestria, and gave him their names: Kyasan, Senior Commander, Celeric, Interpreter, and Trialison, their planet's Queen. Shuttleworth published a book in 1967, The Warminster Mystery, and in it he was willing to concede that these actually may have been hoaxed calls, but shortly after its release he got another call from a different angry Aenestrian named Cairn, who expressed displeasure at the notion that he would suggest such a thing. Shuttleworth told the caller to come by in person, if he was indeed who he said he was. And he did. Cairn, who looked relatively normal except for having no pupils in his eyes, spent 9 minutes talking with Shuttleworth on his doorstep. Cairn seemed to have difficulty with his breathing every now and then, as the being launched into a monologue warning Shuttleworth of impending wars with the Middle East. At the end of their meeting, Shuttleworth gripped Cairn's wrist and left thumb in a gesture of goodwill, causing the visitor to wince in pain. Earlier, Cairn had not responded to Shuttleworth's outstretched hand as a greeting. Shuttleworth observed Cairn walking away, noting that from the waist up his bearing was smart and military, almost arrogantly proud in fact. However, from the waist down his movements were slow and deliberate, with legs seemingly weighted and feet slightly dragging. Despite this, a casual onlooker might have mistaken him for an old gardener or a hard-working farm labourer. The next day, Shuttleworth's 16-year-old son Graham saw a man resembling Cairn at a Warminster park.